Welcome to the Essence of Training. I'm Chris Hudson. I've been active in training and performance improvement for 30 years, initially as a public school teacher, and for the past 26 years as a designer, developer, and facilitator of adult training initiatives, including sales, leadership, management, and process improvement for a variety of disciplines and industries. Much of my experience has been focused on the retail and wholesale environment of the automotive industry, including dealership operations, customer satisfaction, F&I, sales, sales management, and service management training. But I've also provided training services for many other industries and environments, including the U.S. government, paper manufacturing, packaging, and retail, among others. What I'm offering you here is a Cliff Notes version of what I've managed to distill out of all these years of experience in the training and performance improvement game. So what does that mean to you? I'm sure you've struggled with an employee or two, or even a fellow worker at some time during your career, wondering why they don't seem to do what they're supposed to do. In fact, I'll bet it doesn't take much to conjure up the image of someone right now. He's driving me crazy. Why doesn't that so-and-so do what I want him to do? Well, this presentation is designed to help you find the answer to that question, to help you understand the why and how people do their jobs, and how to help you develop a plan to maximize their potential. Best of all, and this is certainly something the training professionals don't want you to know, it's not expensive. If you follow the fundamentals, it doesn't really cost a lot to develop high-performing people. You don't have to spend a ton of money on training if you use your brains instead of your checkbook. Now, how do I help you do this? Well, let's look at an overview of my presentation. First, the elements of performance. I'll show you the pieces of the puzzle that, when viewed as a whole, provide a picture of what is really going on when a person does or does not perform to expectation. Then create good input. We'll look at how to improve the input to a job so that a qualified person is more likely to find success. Hire qualified people. How to find the right person for every job. Provide a roadmap to success. We'll see how providing a good map helps your employees hit the ground running and find success sooner. Next, keep them on track. But no matter how good their intentions or how well your employees can read a map, they always need to know how they're doing. In this section, we'll look at how to keep them up to speed and, if they've missed a turn somewhere along the way, how you can get them back on track and performing at the best of their abilities. And finally, keep them in tune. At some point in their careers, your employees are going to need some help doing their job. It might be right out of the gate or well into their career, but whenever you see a lag in performance, I'll show you how to assess the situation, identify the specific problem, and provide the correct solution. But before we begin, there is something I want to clear up. Now, this may sound strange, but this is not a training program. I am not going to train you to do any of these things. I'm going to educate you on these fundamentals and provide you with some helpful tools. So what's the difference between education and training, and why do we care? Well, let's say your daughter came home from school and told you she was taking sex education. You might not get too upset, right? But what if she came home and told you she was taking sex training? Then what? Well, you'd probably immediately go to the school and find out what's going on, right? Training is task and performance oriented. Auto shop is more like training. You are shown how to change a set of spark plugs, you practice doing it, and then you demonstrate that you've gained the skill. That's training, and that's why you'd get upset if your daughter told you she was taking sex training. Education is information that you have to synthesize, analyze, and draw your own conclusions. You gain knowledge during the process of education, and you may be required to demonstrate that you've gained that knowledge, but the emphasis is on information, not the performing. And that's why you might not, depending on your beliefs that is, get too upset with finding out that your daughter is taking sex education. What we're doing here is more akin to education than training. I'm going to give you information and some tools, but you're going to have to assimilate it, analyze it, and apply it to your specific situation. All right, so what? So there's a slight difference between education and training. Who cares? Well, I grant you it is a fine line, but I draw this distinction because training is expensive, and a lot of what passes for training is really just information that can be provided through other and cheaper ways. As we get deeper into this seminar, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now that we've cleared that up, I want to start our journey by saying one more thing. Your business reflects you. If you are a business owner or general manager, before you start looking at your employees, you need to be aware that your employees reflect your attitudes and your approach to the business. Not what you say they are, but what they actually are. In the course of my travels, I've had the opportunity to visit many businesses, and as soon as I walked in the door, I could tell exactly what the owner was all about. If the business was clean and organized and the employees courteous and attentive, so was the boss. Of course, the opposite was true also. If the place was messy and disorganized and the employees rude, well, so was the boss. Don't look to your employees to make up for your own shortcomings. Correct yourself first. The bottom line is that if you don't like the results that you're getting before you start trying to change others, make sure you look in the mirror, and you have to be merciless. Be honest, and if you're not willing to change, that's okay. But accept it, and accept the fact that your employees are probably not going to change either. You might get some temporary results by changing this or that, but eventually things will bounce back to the way they were. So you have to continuously tweak the machine. If you want to achieve real and lasting results, be the model employee. Then treat your employees like your best customers, and they will treat their customers well, whether they are internal or external, all the time, not just when you're looking. People are really incredible. If you believe in them, give them the proper resources, and provide the environment for them to succeed, they will do incredible things. They will perform at the highest levels. So now let's get started learning how to unlock all that potential.